As far as fitness is concerned, cycling is one of the best ways to exercise, and exercise bikes are not exactly a new piece of fitness equipment. But by adding a screen and live spin classes, Peloton has brought the spin studio into your front room. Their attractive instructors who teach live and on-demand classes attract a whole host of fans, as the company has sold over 500,000 bikes and treadmills in the last 5 years. Now that's quite impressive considering each bike goes for over $2,000. But they're more than just a bike company. It's best to think of them as a media, retail, tech and logistics company all rolled up into one. Some call them the Apple of fitness. The tagline of "This is Fitness Evolved" is what Peloton aims to do, change an industry. They now have in excess of 3 million members and over 3,000 employees. But what is the story of Peloton, and how have they changed the way we exercise? Here's how it happened. Peloton was started in 2012 by John Foley, a Harvard Business School graduate and former Barnes & Noble e-commerce leader who also had a spin addiction, often attending SoulCycle and Flywheel. But due to family commitments, including bringing up his 2 kids, it became increasingly difficult to actually make time to head to the gym. So he had the bright idea of bringing the gym home instead. What he noticed was that people were less concerned by the quality of the bike, but more on the engagement with the instructor and listening to amazing songs that put you in the zone. So he raised $350,000 from investors and got to work on Peloton, the name inspired by the French for a pack of cyclists racing together. Foley was joined by Tom Cortez, Graham Stanton, Hisao Kushi and Yoni Feng, and it took the group about a year to build a prototype bike using off-the-shelf products and an Android tablet touchscreen, because there were no bikes on the market that met their needs of tracking metrics and power whilst live streaming through a screen. This prototype helped Peloton to show investors it was possible, and they raised a further $3.5 million by the end of the year. They built a real prototype and launched a Kickstarter to create hype around the product, but they only sold about 200 bikes. By 2014, the first bikes were shipped, with the Peloton USP of having a large screen attached, which members could use to access classes streamed on Wi-Fi for an additional $39 a month. Since the Kickstarter flopped, mainly due to the price of the product, Foley also opened high street stores to allow people to test the bikes in a try-before-you-buy method across California, New York, Massachusetts, and Virginia, which helped to ease people's fears around the high price tag. Peloton's classes have been described as being exertainment, being so engaging that you get lost in the exercise and are distracted from the pain. The popularity continued to grow, and by the end of 2015, the firm had sold more than 10,000 bikes and managed to raise another $105 million from investors to open more stores and hire delivery drivers to get the bikes to the end user. By 2016, Peloton had $60 million in annual revenue and looks set to continue their strong growth, thinking of worldwide expansion as they open brick-and-mortar locations across the US, Canada, and the UK. The issue, however, with fast growth and making lots of sales is that you then have to fulfill all those orders. And when they first opened stores in 2014 to 2015, their only supplier based in Taiwan had a 90 to 120 day lead time. So Foley went for an overpromise and underdeliver strategy and told people they'd be delivered in 30 days even though it wasn't possible. This backfired when people flooded the website with complaints, only for Foley to discover they didn't actually mind the 3-month wait time, they just wanted to know when their bikes would turn up. Then, when the bikes were delivered, the initial third-party delivery companies just didn't have the resources to match the high demands of the Peloton customer base. So they launched their own logistics division, with young, attractive delivery drivers in Peloton outfits delivering the bikes like an Apple genius helps with your iPhone. Fast forward to today, and Peloton now have bikes and the Peloton Tread and Tread Plus at their disposal, a treadmill which they launched in 2018 for $5 shy of $4,000. Still as expensive as you'd expect, with running and cycling classes as well as yoga, walking, meditation and stretching classes led by their team of instructors. They also now offer a digital subscription package for almost $20 a month that includes all the classes but no hardware, so you can use a cheaper bike if you prefer, and this has gathered over 100,000 digital members. But when Peloton first launched classes over 6 years ago, they had to tap into the free agent market in order to find instructors, posting on their Facebook page that they were looking for the best instructors in the world. Jen Sherman turned up, and she's been with the firm ever since. When Mary and Roman joined too, they started taping classes in the middle of their tiny office studio space. The space was so small that when Roman was conducting interviews to hire more people, there were girls in sports bras riding spin bikes with music blaring, whilst the engineers sat 6 feet away working on the software. There was no spare room. But the instructors became part of the secret sauce, with many having their own brand and cult status, including hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers like Robin Arzon, Alex Toussaint, and Jen Sherman herself. The team also boasts well-known road racers like Christian van der Velde, and the whole platform promotes a socially engaging ride with users able to get a shout-out or send a high-five through the screen. The company has come on well from their 2019 Christmas advert fiasco that featured a woman being given a Peloton as a gift from a man, with critics suggesting it was a sexist advert showing a man controlling his female partner. The firm IPO'd on September 26, 2019, valuing the company at over $7 billion. Some thought the price was too high, but as lockdown hit in 2020, the Peloton share price has continued to rise, up 450% since it went public, as sales and revenue have increased impressively. That led to Peloton generating their first profitable quarter at the end of 2020. Whilst the numbers are slowly improving, the issue surrounding order fulfillment still remains, with Peloton acquiring its rival Precor for $420 million in a bid to increase manufacturing capability as well as increasing their footprint around the country. Unfortunately though, controversy is never far away from companies like Peloton who have grown incredibly fast. But one of the main issues for the company are the legal issues surrounding the music that they use. Peloton has to pay for the rights to the songs they play, and have disclosed that this costs around $50 million over a 3-year period. The National Music Publishers Association has also filed numerous lawsuits against Peloton for using artists like Taylor Swift and Adele's songs in their classes, which is damaging to both their reputation and their bank account. The next easy target for consumers is the price point, with many suggesting it's too expensive to pay $2,000 for a bike and $40 a month for the content. But it's not just that, with some of Peloton's gear, like their shoes, costing $125 a pair. Peloton's adverts seem to suggest those who own the bike live in luxurious apartments or houses, with some users on Twitter suggesting they're a bougie exercise bike for rich people. Peloton's view is that when you think about it monthly, it's similar to what you might pay for a mid-range gym membership. You should check out our last video on Affirm to see the story behind the credit company offering these monthly payments. This controversy has seen many knockoff rivals come about. For example, Echelon, which has raised funding from the co-founder of Flywheel, Jay Galuzzo, whose bikes are just $900. This was to be expected, but in order for Peloton to succeed in the long term, they need to think about their future. The price still irks the founders as they think about how they can get it to be as affordable as possible, unlocking many more customers. They believe that at least 2 people will use the bike per household, paying $50 to $60 a month on financing. They prefer not to think about the bike as an initial cash outlay, but rather like a gym membership, but you keep the bike at the end. If they could reduce the monthly payments to around $20 a month, then they rival Planet Fitness or Pure Gym in the UK for low-cost gyms, which makes it far more accessible. The problem with that, however, is that you'll likely be paying off the bike for longer than you'll ever use it. Introducing their classes-only membership has proved popular, and as they continue to grow, they're opening up classes streamed in different languages too. They're also looking into creating a version of the bike designed for business customers like gyms or hotels that can undertake much more rigorous usage, as Foley believes the B2B demand is absolutely huge. Peloton is evidently a popular product and a bit of a status symbol currently. But with so many people now preferring to work out at home, particularly driven by lockdowns, if they can work with the price to improve affordability, they'll likely smash past the record of 1 million workouts in a day, achieved on March 25, 2020. With Peloton, you no longer have to head to the gym and wait to use machines, or pay $30 per spin class. You've now got all the amenities of the gym and the motivation from the instructors, just now in your own home. And that's how it happened. Thanks for watching.